walk away. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away.
Go out and on the night, reach up and touch the light. We're dancing, we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry, drink up now the night is early. Keep dancing, there's no time for running right.
Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away. 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 Don't walk away. Don't walk away.
Hey, one pizza but don't want to share? We've got Pizza Hut's My Box. It comes with one pizza and a side with multiple combinations. It's the right size lunch for you and only you. No sharing required. Get your My Box today, only at Pizza Hut.
Last year, we
Hey, one pizza but don't want to share? We've got Pizza Hut's My Box. It comes with one pizza and a side with multiple combinations. It's the right size lunch for you and only you. No sharing required. Get your My Box today, only at Pizza Hut.
Last year, we set the stage for the biggest esports tournament in Brunei. A platform where legends are made. A $25,000 prize pool and a spot to show who was the best PUBG team in Brunei. But this year, we're about to go bigger. Welcome to the AMPRO Clash Series Season 1, where you will be given the chance to start your legacy as the first ever ACS champion. You wanted more games? You've got more games. PUBG, Valorant, and Mobile Legends Bang Bang. With 3 titles, we're looking for the next kings and queens of Brunei Esports. This is your chance to show the whole of Brunei, no, the whole of Borneo, who's the champion, and a stake at a $27,500 prize pool. So what are you waiting for? A registration fee? I'll see you on the battlefield.
Yes, I've been back at it. On this music like a bad habit. I abuse it like a crack at it. I swoop the beat and take a crack at it.
Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome to the AMPRO Clash Series Open Valorant Qualifiers. My name is Fuad and with me is...
Your boy Yamiraj back at it with my new duo over here.
Alright, so before we start things off, we'd like to give a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors that have made this event possible. Yamiraj, take it away.
Alright, let's firstly thank our main sponsor over at Progresif, our official lifestyle brand Boeffi, our official restaurant Jollibee, our official isotonic drink UC1000, our official merchant wallet pocket.com.bn, our official vehicle sponsor Hyundai, official energy drink Red Bull, official tech sponsor Yappe IT Store, official pizza sponsor Pizza Hut, and our last official performance partner, Nissan.
And we'd like to give a moment to thank our fan sponsors, MOC Logistics, Pop in the Box, Burgers and Grills Brunei, T4 Brunei, Monkey Bars, H22 Workshop, GT Engineering, our production partner, Lailatul Shazana Studio, our logistics partner, Mortar Events, our marketing partner, Hoko Agency, our digital partner, Alfred, and our social media partner, Rano Adidas. Before we start off with the games, we'd like to give a moment to talk about the format of tonight's games as well. So Yamiraj, if you could enlighten me as well as enlighten the viewers on how tonight's games are going to be played and how people are going to be qualifying for the series.
All right, we are going to be opening up with the open qualifiers here for the next 5 days. So the top 2 teams of each group are going to advance to the playoffs in week 1. So the better your performance, the more chances you get. Third place teams of each group are going to compete in a Swiss format. So this is the first time any event here is going to be doing that to qualify for playoffs within week 2 and week 3. And the last fourth place teams of each group are going to compete in a Swiss format again over in the last 2 slots of playoffs on week 4. So if you play better, you do well, you get into week 1, you get knocked out, you get another chance either in week 2 or 3. But if you're not doing too well throughout the entire thing, you're going to hold on to your horses. You got to give it all in week 4.
So week 4 will be where the teams have to try their best because, they get knocked around a little bit. But when you get knocked down, you just got to get back up again. And they still have a chance to be in the series. So talking about this, who do you expect to be in the series itself once the qualifiers are done?
Who do I expect from all the teams?
From all the teams that you've seen so far, because I know Yamiraj, of course, is one of those guys that you're a big fan of Bruneian Valorant Esports. I'm a little bit new to it myself, but I know that you're a fan of it. So enlighten us, me, and the viewers as well, for the teams to look out for right now.
I can wholeheartedly and confidently say that this is the biggest Valorant event we have now. There are a lot of new teams that I have not seen before.
Right.
In action at least, but I have heard of performances from the community themselves. But based on what I've seen on previous events, we all know Team Habibi.
Yes, I've even heard of Team Habibi, and I'm not that big of a Valorant fan myself just yet. I'm getting there. Other than that, I think there are still many dark horses here in the groups, and we don't know which teams have been training hard, which teams will make it, and this is the first game, the first day, the first night, and there's still so much to look forward to. Right. So, that being said, we've gone through the teams, we've gone through the format. What do you think of the current meta of Valorant, and do you think that will be shown here in the tournament?
Okay, considering that this tournament, the map pool has changed. We don't have split in play. We've gotten Pearl. So Pearl is open for this tournament the first time, and it is in competitive now in Valorant as well.
Yes.
I think that a lot more people are going to start playing Neon.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, don't get me wrong. The Phoenix buff is great, albeit it's the same kit.
Yes. But the thing is, the Phoenix buff just makes him more fun to play. I don't know if it's going to be making him a more viable agent to play, but his flashes are just that, more flashy. And you can make some wonderful plays with them. And the thing is, with the maps currently in rotation, you could still make an argument for any of the agents. Right.
Yeah.
There are no agents that you would rule out for every single map.
For sure, yeah.
For sure, correct. And because of the map changes, because Split is no longer in play, we now have a Vandal meta.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Vandals here because our maps and Riot was saying that we're not giving in Split. The replacement's going to be Pearl. But Pearl is such a big map, such long alleys.
Map.
Towards the middle, everything is cramped.
You're right.
But that's like probably just 40% of the map in play. The long alleys entering sites, a Vandal is the better option.
But, okay, for the map Pearl itself, mid control is still very, very important. You want to keep mid under control. You want to lock it down, make sure that no lurkers are making their way through. But you don't really want to be pushing through the mid, right? You still want to be pushing through the main lines of sight from the B long, the A long areas. But otherwise, it seems like I haven't played Pearl that much, to be honest with you. I
Okay.
played it, I think, a lot because Riot has been pushing it for sure, but it's still a map that a lot of people are unfamiliar with. But I know people like you have gotten used to it already, and you've been playing it a bunch. And I'm excited to see what these teams can do on maps like this.
Definitely. It's going to be so refreshing. I hope, and I dearly hope, that these teams do not ban Haven.
Ah, really?
Haven and Pearl. These are two big maps that I like. For me, personally, I love these maps, and I love what players come up to do in these maps.
These are maps with the longest lines of sight,
yes.
if I'm not mistaken. And that means we're still going to be seeing a lot of Chamber play because Chamber is the operator agent, correct? And you know that Chamber has been in the meta for a bit now.
He has been.
Do you
ever
think
since he
that's
came
going to
out.
be changing at all, even in this tournament?
I think, yes, Chamber excels at every map.
Right.
True. But there are just some agents you'd probably pick over him in other maps. Like in Breeze, I would say the better pick would be a Cypher.
You think so?
Yeah, you've got
Breeze
two traps.
has those long lines of sight,
That would work with his ultimate and his Headhunter. Wholeheartedly agree.
right?
But I have to say Cypher's information taking and the way he has two traps instead of one on Chamber kind of reduces the amount of lurks you have to worry about.
Makes sense, makes sense. But Chamber's still so powerful. What do you think Riot's going to do to nerf him? Because I've heard that nerfs are going to be coming. He didn't even get played during the finals, if I'm correct. Of
This last tournament,
the
actual VCT
yeah,
tournament.
the VCT tournament.
The
right.
VCT tournament, we saw him on some maps.
Yeah.
The last map being Breeze, and I did see a Cypher.
Ah, right. I remember there was an Astra as well in play, which
Yeah, very odd pick.
very odd pick,
But I love the way that team played it out.
but still very powerful. You can control the map from anywhere on the map. Correct.
For sure.
Right. I'm just confused why you wouldn't play someone like Chamber on such a big map where there's so many long lines of sight. Doesn't it make sense that you want that sniper player to be there on one of the biggest maps in Valorant, correct?
For sure. But then again, that's the beauty of it. The teams get to pick what they want.
Right.
And we've seen a shift in meta where we used to see two duelists, a single controller, a single initiator, and a single sentinel.
Right.
But a duelist has only so much utility that opens it up for the team. Especially considering that these utilities are very self-reserved. It's for the player themselves.
Right.
It's not exactly for everyone else. Sure, they make space, but it doesn't aid the team directly. It just makes an opportunity happen. But now the shift in the meta is that they're bringing either dual controllers. We see this trend coming in from EU teams. Very popular one coming in like Fnatic. They do this a lot on Bind. We see dual Sentinel lineups coming in. Even on Breeze, actually, we do see some teams playing like a Sage and Chamber,
Oh.
or like a Killjoy and a Sage.
I think the having a Killjoy or a Sage, those two specifically, as we've seen, the meta is shifting to a faster pace of play, and Killjoy and Sage specifically slow down the pace of the game, so you can make those rotations, so you can do things to actually fight off the very fast push against people like Neon. Right?
yeah.
Neon has been in the meta as well recently. But we are starting the match very, very soon. The commercial there will be a little bit of a commercial talking about our sponsors before the game starts. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hang in there, guys.
All right, this Agent Select is brought to you by Boeffi. Gamers, are you ready to conquer and elevate to the next level? Great news. Boeffi will be launching their new product category next month, bringing comfort and efficiency to the next level. It is time to evolve your gaming experience with their all-new gaming table and chairs. What are you waiting for? Stay tuned for more on their social media, on Instagram at Boeffi International. Boeffi, better home, better living.
All right, and with that commercial wrapped up about Boeffi, the agent select has already finished here, and I think we are on the loading screen, but there is a bit of an issue with the overlay, I believe.
That's fine, that's fine. But did you get a chance to see what agents have been selected? Here we go.
There we have it. The map pick coming in from RV Vengeance, and we have Sigun picking the sides. They opted going for attack. I've seen this team play before, and them on attack. It's just the execution, the style coming in. It's so flawless.
All right, all right. So what do you think of the picks so far here, Yamiraj?
Nothing too new coming in from Sigun. The new team that I'm going to be seeing here is RV Vengeance. I have heard of them because Nanbu, the team that secured third place, top 3 in the last event, they actually scrimmed a lot against RV Vengeance.
Okay.
And knowing that they secured top 3 and this is a team worthy of going up against them, I think this is going to be a good fight.
All right, we talked about Phoenix a little bit earlier and how he's some changes have been made, and there is a Phoenix in play today on
Bro Lit Man.
Bro Lit Man. He is playing the most lit character out of the agents here in Valorant. What do you think of that on a map like Haven?
All right, we had this discussion.
Okay.
Phoenix, we know a very popular player, Sentinel Sick.
Yes.
Who plays
right.
it on this exact map.
Exactly. So we will be seeing some hopefully Bro Lit Man plays out of Bro Lit Man. Not to forget to mention, there are still other picks here. KO, very, very regular pick. He can be placed in any map, really. Omen as well as the Chamber on both sides. The difference here, I think, is in the other picks. There's a Sage on RV, and there is no Sage on Sigun. Why do you think that is?
I know that Sage, particularly in Haven, or any other map in general, but Haven, it's either to cut the site in half,
right,
to secure the plant, or to slow the push. Like you said, Sentinels like Sage, Killjoy, they're particularly used to stop the pushes from fast-paced moments.
Right.
Seems we are going to be here in the preparation phase, coming in from RV Vengeance on defense and Sigun on the attack. Let's see what weapons, or should I say, what weapons they're going to be opting for.
Yeah, in these earlier rounds, they won't be able to afford the more expensive weapons, of course. They will be stuck with either their classics. You can buy a Phantom. If you're really feeling it, you can buy a Sheriff. But is that a good play to make, buying a Sheriff this early on?
The only players viable buying a Sheriff early is one, a very selfish Reyna who knows she's going to land the shots.
AKA me.
Okay, yeah. Or two, the Jet, because she can get out of that situation very quickly with the dash.
But wouldn't you just use a Ghost in the same situation? Because a Ghost at this point, where they don't have armor, doesn't it do the same damage as a Sheriff?
Fun fact, anything beyond 30 meters, the Ghost only hits your head for about 78.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so there is still that long range ability. So if you are holding, say, maybe C long or something like that, you might need to use that Sheriff. Or have a Chamber there.
Yeah, and we have Chamber on both sides. The thing about this is that when a Chamber's on defense, the opposing side, the attackers, have to find out where he's playing.
You know what I just realized the Chamber's been doing?
What?
He's been setting up his teleports in specific locations. I think trying to get it to a point where he can rotate to either side of the map quickly.
Yeah, that is technically what you're supposed to be doing on Chamber. Either you reposition for a re-peek with the teleport. Let's say the entrance of C long, you get an early pick, and then you go on top of the box by C, and then you get another pick. Or you know that the team needs you to rotate quickly. You could put it in C, set it up in B.
Okay. There are some issues with game audio here. So we will be, a little bit of a technical delay, but that's okay. Me and Yamiraj will be here to talk to you guys about the game coming up.
All right. Yeah, interesting picks. And that conversation I was having with you about how having a Chamber on each side, it's very important to understand where the Chamber is playing on defense.
Right.
And like you said, KO is a good pick. However, he only tells you that this particular person is here. He doesn't tell you exactly where.
Yes, but also he silences them. He makes sure that that agent cannot use their utility. So if the chamber hits, if the KO hits a chamber, that's one weapon maybe that he won't be able to use.
If he's on his ultimate,
Exactly.
the headhunter, and he can't use his rendezvous.
Exactly. And even situations where I'm not sure if the KO knife is more viable as an information gathering tool or a silence tool.
It's definitely more of a silence tool. Some teams, though, because of how huge maps are, there are areas like maybe like in C. If Chamber's playing alone, you throw that knife into C, it's just gonna hit one person.
Right.
So you know Chamber's there, you can play cross map. Or if it's
Makes sense.
if it's a Killjoy, the thing about Killjoy is if you're using a KO to stop a Killjoy, you have the information she's there, but since she's silenced, you can commit.
Right, that makes sense. I'd actually never thought about it like that. But this map specifically, Haven, with the 3 bomb sites, the 3 sites. Every map in Valorant has its own gimmick, right? Fracture with its zip lines, Breeze with, I'm not sure what the gimmick for Breeze is, but it's really big and long lines of sights.
Yeah, that's the gimmick. That's it.
And then we have Haven here with the 3 sites. How does that differ in the play, actually?
Because you have all these players spread thinly across the map, and the usual trend you'd see is maybe you have 2 players at C, 1 player at B, 2 players over at A. Like, theoretically, this is what people usually do.
That's a default, you would say.
Yeah, I would say that's like a healthy default. If you get an early pick, like an attacker manages to get an early pick early on, especially onto the player like over at C or A, because those are the furthest points from each other.
Right.
You'd have to ask the people to rotate. And attackers have so much space or areas where they could be lurking in, and they get the information, hey, this guy's moving back, guys. This site's open. So early picks and not being overzealous on defense by peeking out selfishly is very important here.
Exactly. And so, with the lineup on RV, how do you think they should spread their players out? Do you think that the chamber should be solo C? Do you think where should you put each of these characters? We are actually going into the first round here.
The round has started. Ken is going to be coming up here. He's already tagged. He has the information. The fragment coming in, slowing him down, and a bit of a whiff, but Hype manages to take out RV first. Opening pick. Brolit Man takes out Ken. Is going to use the smoke against them. Hype manages to get another one. Pyrone gets Tanky out. It's down to 1 man left. It is Brolit Man within that smoke, within hell. And Pia is going to push him. Another one coming in. And he tries to heal himself
unfortunate. There. But that's all right. Spike goes down, and that is the first round over in favor of Sigun.
First point coming in from Sigun.
So, you know that in these early rounds, if you perform well, you would in theory be able to buy a Phantom or a Vandal or a Bulldog. Would that be viable?
On second round after winning pistol?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. If you ace or if you get a 4K, you will be able to buy those.
Definitely, yeah. It's very viable. But you have to take into account that the duelist usually does that.
Right.
And the defender is probably going to be doing something very cheesy, holding a shorty in close angles. So you want to be wary of those areas that have really close angles. Bro Litman coming in here for a little bit of a jiggle. Ken's going to be the first point up, along with Pia, his initiator. Again, going for an A take. Nothing too unusual coming in from Sigun here. We've seen this before. But for those of you who don't know, Ken is insane with his entry. Again, gets the opening pick onto RV first. Ken managing to get Char. And Brolitman gets the refrag onto Ken.
The spike is going down here on the A site. And the retake needs to happen. It's going to be a 2v4. Omen and KO left. Do they have the utility to be able to push this? I'm not 100% sure. They need to make some sort of a play here. The KO knife does go out. He knows that someone is close. However, that breach charge concusses him, and RV Tanky gets taken out at Heaven. And it seems like the KO here, Hyuga, is stuck in the smoke.
Yeah, and Pyrone... Okay, no, I thought Pyrone was going to have that, but Softy actually managed to get Curse Hyuga. All right, we're coming in, seeing what's going on between Team Yun and Nanbu Origins here. Gonna be seeing what's going on here. We already already know how the other team was doing.
Right. So we've seen. Well, I've seen this map before, and Chamber, of course, is very powerful in this map, even though Yummy Raj doesn't seem to think so far. It's got those long lines of sight, so the Headhunter is going to be very strong here. Deplore gets a pick onto Miku on, I think that's mid.
Yeah, I believe that was...
No, that was actually towards A site, but they rotated towards mid, grabbing the spike, and Iozan gets...
Rast.
Yeah. So it seems like they are going slowly for a B take here, if possible, as all the players on the attacking side are pushing that way. The spike is still in an open spot. They're not committing completely just yet, but they are making that slow push. And it seems like they're actually rotating out. I think the idea of having a Viper there is a little bit scary because, you know, the lines of sight are cut up and you aren't able to, you know, with the smokes as well, you aren't able to push up as much. Yun actually takes out Yezer, and the spike is going to come in here. We're going to see a default plant here from the Sage.
Is getting spammed through that smoke. Polly knows what he's doing there.
But that's what happens when you plant default sometimes, you know, it just... You get pre-fired basically. Oh, what a shot!
Fontage managing to get 2 with that Marshall. Very quintessential pick. Gets a 3rd on Mofti. Will it be Yun? And Yun is the one who gets the last on Awu. That almost looked like it was gonna go over to Nanbu's side, despite the fact that they were on an eco round.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was a 3v4 if I'm not mistaken.
5v3.
5v3?
And then Fontage got 1.
Whoa, that's absolutely insane that Yun was able to take that.
Oh, sorry. Iozan got 1.
Yeah. It's all right. So we're looking at the strategy here, and usually they do push A as default on Breeze. But we are heading back to Haven here, and RV versus Sigun again, and Sigun actually making the push onto site. The spike is going down, and they have control of C site.
This is a nice plan coming in from Sigun here. It's set up for C long. We've only got one player playing over at C long, and we're gonna get a lurk coming in from Pyron, but Ken gets the opening pick onto first there. For the retake here, Pyron is in a nice spot where he knows that Char is coming in from behind. He knows one more is here. Gets his second. Does he know that one is right behind him? And he does not.
Bro lit, man. That was bro lit. The flash comes in and he peeks, and it seems like 3 players are waiting for him. So he's going to make his way back. Should he save his Vandal at this point, or should he take the fight?
He should save it.
Yeah?
Definitely. He does not have the economy to buy one the next round. This is supposed to be their full buy round. It was. And it seems like we missed the bonus round coming in from Sigun, which they lost against RV.
Unfortunate. But it's all right. There is, you know, anything can happen in a match of Valorant. So far, Sigun has been playing very smart, very aggressive, I've seen, but not to the point that, you know, they're throwing rounds. They're very smart about their pushes so far and their usage of utility.
For sure. Had they been just running it in, I think they would have been gunned down by Bro Litman and probably Hugo or first.
Right. And still with a full buy in the hands of Sigun here, and it seems like we're stuck with sheriffs and
they are taking
frenzies.
a gamble. They've
Are they?
all stacked into A, and they know that Sigun like pushing A. And one of them first on that corner to the entrance has a judge. Is going to be
hiding in the smoke. Let's see if this actually happens here. He sees the weapon. Oh my goodness, he gets the first pick. Is he able to retrieve that Vandal though? I don't think so. But Sigun is still making progress in. And what?
This exchange here, the judge pick along with Tenki on that classic manages to get 1. Char, however, getting another on to Pia and Softy, making it a 2v2.
It's a 2v2 now. Advantage towards RV actually, as Sigun makes their way all the way to C site, as far away as possible from RV. Sova Dart goes out just to gather some information to see if the players have rotated, but for some reason RV is still just sitting in A site.
I think they want to collect the guns, and they're not sure if Sigun here is protecting those guns from being collected.
Right, that makes sense. But the plant goes down, and they do have to make a quick rotation. This map is absolutely gigantic, and the timer is ticking. Every step that they take is one less moment they get to defuse the spike.
and less opportunities to make a play here coming in for that retake as well.
Exactly. So smokes come out onto Long, and the Omen is teleporting in, and it's a bad spot there. It's a little bit too aggressive, but Bro Litman in a 1v2, and unfortunately gets taken out by Softy.
What a peek from Softy. Very unfortunate that Bro Litman didn't cover his guy Tenki while he teleported in. He could have gotten the swing off of Softy.
Right. I think it was just a little bit of a miscommunication, and I feel like that Omen teleport was a little bit overzealous, honestly.
For sure, it was a bit too forward. Way too spaced out.
Now tuning into Yun and Nanbu again. Yun is still on the advantage with 4 rounds up against Nanbu.
Ooh, wow. 4-0 against a team that secured number 3 in the last event.
That's actually insane. But, it goes to show some of the best teams in Borneo are going to be playing here tonight. Not just the best teams in Brunei as the Neon push goes out, but that Viper smoke really slows them down.
Yeah, and if he gets any more information that they're going to be coming through that smoke, that snake bite is definitely going to tick down their health very quickly.
A little bit of an early rotation from the Jet there, going through arches. The KO is lurking towards, I think that's called Shop.
Yeah.
Yes. As they are pushing towards A site, but no problem. KO gets taken out, and A site is completely free. They've taken too much time, and they've put all their cards into B so far. Neon wall goes up, and the Chamber is getting aggressive through here. Chamber is one of those, hybrid. You can, oh my goodness, the Viper ultimate as well, and the spike goes down a little further away from default, just to keep safe. But Nanbu with their picks, 2v4, 1 player left in the Chamber. Can he do it?
Fontage here, last man standing. Will he be able to make a clutch for his team with that operator in hand? It is very unlikely because he has to push close corners. Once he gets into that Viper spit, it's going to be very uncomfortable. But I think he is going to save here because that operator is a bit too expensive to waste on an opportunity like this.
It is very valuable. What do you think about Chamber actually buying an operator? Is it actually worth it, or should he just rely on his ultimate?
The thing is, your ultimate's not all there. Like, it's not up at all times.
Right.
The operator is going to be in your hand at all times.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not as fast. Like, the rate of fire isn't as fast because the ultimate is
as
comparative
well as
to a
the
martial.
accuracy, correct?
Yeah.
The accuracy is much better on the it's faster, the accuracy is better, so you will be able to do things like quick scope with it technically if you have the skill set to
And
do that.
leggy shots still kill you.
Oh, I had no idea that
Yeah.
those were still eliminations. But we are still continuing on this round. It seems like they're stacking A this time. A little last round they were stacking B a little bit. It was a little bit of a sloppy push towards their rotation to A as they got picked off one by one.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just have to see how it goes off from here.
All right, they have the information that Yazir here is by the entrance of shop.
Lurking Chamber as well on the side of Nanbu.
Mm-hmm.
They are slowly pushing up towards mid here, and the Sova and the Chamber here are going to meet. And Razov takes out Iozan just like that as the mid push happens towards B. The Viper wall is up, but it's in a weird spot. Why is it pushing? Why is it mid? That's so odd. But, this fast-paced push with the Neon here. And they're clearing site. 1 down on the side of Yun. And it is a 3v4.
Not looking too good here for Yun. However, Oni in
Oh!
the Viper spit. Miku actually takes on Mofti, a very important pick here because that is their controller.
Oh! 3v2 at this point.
Just as I was saying, it's not looking too good. They turned the tables around.
Yes, and Yun still has their Viper ultimate up. The spike is somewhere in the chaos. It's in the hands of Awu, but he needs to push up somehow, and he's stuck too deep. But Iozan takes out Fontage, and it seems a little bit more equal here. And Oni takes out Iozan, and it's a 1v2, and it seems like there just isn't enough time.
He has to commit to this plan. You need at least 4 seconds to put it down. All right, Oni puts down his ultimate
He
just
doesn't
so that
decide to
Miku...
plant here, actually.
He does not. Oh, he gets the pick. Oh, but Miku hides.
Do you think that'll affect their economy at all?
I don't think so. Yun has been on a roll. They have so much economy at this point. It will definitely affect Nanbu.
Yeah. Nanbu's economy isn't looking that good. One of their players, the chamber there, actually doesn't even have enough for a rifle.
No, it's not. He has his tour de force. I believe he's gonna be playing that. Yeah, it has
Ah.
been activated.
That makes sense. I see now. I see. Right, we are jumping back onto RV versus Sigun on Haven as the not the ultimate, sorry, the stun concuss goes out. Few picks here and there as the push towards B site happens. KO grenade going out as well to slow down the push even more.
The molly, everything is coming out from Sigun here, trying to slow anyone down from getting on that spike to defuse it. They even have Hype's ultimate in case. If anything,
That actually happened.
the amount of utility dump coming in from them, and Tenki gets caught out with his pants down because he was holding the knife. Very unfortunate there.
Right. That was great though. Great usage of utilities there, and secured the round for sure. Sigun looking really good so far. 6 rounds in there, on their behalf, and Pyrone doing really well on the chamber so far.
Yeah, this man on the chamber is a delight you do not want to miss.
All right, it seems like they're going for more of an A push this time around. You said earlier that Sigun is one of the teams to look out for on attacking, and it has been a delight to see their rounds so far. Very fast play here, actually, going towards A site, and the rotation actually happens from RV here towards A. 3 players already there, but actually one gets taken out. I actually didn't catch that.
Shar actually went for an aggressive peek over at short, rendezvoused right out after he got that opening pick onto Pyrone.
Aggressive. The push seems to have been slowed down quite a bit, but it still seems like they're forcing towards A here, as 2 players are pushing up towards short, and we might see a little bit of a gunfight. However, I feel like they don't have the utility. They haven't set up the utility for the site yet to be able to push.
No, they're waiting it out. They want to get information. If someone makes even the slightest hint of sound, they know how many people are going to be there.
Right.
Because they're all bundled up on this A side, they can't get any information from the others.
I see. And we see the Jet there is on flank watch. The other players have actually rotated out of A site on the side of RV. I think a little bit of a mistake, and only 2 players. But the rendezvous actually happens, and what is happening? 3 frags just like that, and the plant is about to be going down here as the final 2 players from RV push up towards Heaven and CT.
As you said it. Well, what did I tell you about flawless execution coming in from Sigun? This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. And Tenki tries to go for a pick on Pia, but he gets 2. And they get knocked out, securing 7 points for Sigun. What a show.
I feel like I blinked. And they
everything.
everything happened all at once. What a beautiful play from Sigun right there.
Let's talk about what just happened.
What happened? Can you break that down
I'll
for me,
break that down
Amraj?
what happened. First was on the corner on the A side entrance from Long. He was holding his wall up as soon as that dart came in from Softy, coming in from short. However, Ken was ready. He dashed out right in time into his smoke, and just as he was covered, the dart lit up first position, and he shot through the smoke. And just as that happened, the people coming in from short were stopping from anyone rotating in from A-Link.
All right. Now we are tuning into Heng Ong Huat versus Zealous DXT, and they are on Bind.
Yeah, map that we've seen time and time again in previous events. Pororo getting a nice pick onto Keikoli, and Titi, however, gets another one. Lyman Neo over at Hookah here. It's down to 4 on each side.
You know what I've just realized? That actually Bind doesn't really have a mid. Right.
Yeah,
the
it's
mid
not
area
really.
is more like a B short than anything else. Because
Yeah.
there's not really a way for you to get to A through quote unquote mid because of those teleporter situation. But Solo here is pushing up towards Showers, and it seems like A site is clear.
The dog does not spot anyone here up in Octagon, right outside that orb.
It is still an even 4v4. However, the players are spread way towards B site instead of A site. And the ultimate here coming from sorry, is that the ultimate? No, that's the smokes coming in from Brimstone, but I think he's not he is
Solo.
using them to fake, I think, more than anything.
this guy's in real deep.
He's way too deep, I think.
He's gotten enough information for his team that, hey, I've cleared out the back of A, I've cleared out showers, just watch out, you all come into A side, guys.
Yeah, and all the 4 players on DXT on HOH here are actually inside B still. And Solo takes out 1 player rotating. He didn't even check. Basically, they had no idea that the A push was coming, and now they have to retake on a 2v4.
What a very nice patient play coming in from Solo, opening up such an avenue for his team.
Yeah, that lurking chamber is just way too powerful, I think. But it seems like an impossible task here. The spike has been planted. All they can really do is save their weapons, maybe.
Yeah, because this is their full buy round. So they are going to have to save this. But I think he wants to try.
Oh, he wants to try something. It doesn't seem to work out. And Sova, I feel like, has only a... no, it is a Vandal in his hand. So he wants to save that for the next round for sure.
And just like that, timer runs out. Another point coming in for Zealous DXT.
He played that really well. That Chamber really opened up the space for his team. It seems like Chamber is, his role is more of a duelist than anything we've seen so far. Anyway, back to RV versus Sig. Another B push here a little bit. It's a 1v3, and Shar gets taken out. And Sigun wins the round.
We literally just left for like 1 round, and Sigun already up by 2.
Wow. Okay, their play has been really great so far. Just that flawless execution you said. Even though there are some trades here and there, of course that will happen, but their decision making is quick and their coordination is absolutely a delight to see.
Yeah, I mean, I expect nothing less from Sigun. RV Vengeance is still trying to put up a fight here. I respect them for that, but I like how Sigun aren't getting cocky about
And
this.
anything can happen still. Oh, as the op push coming from C here, the Omen Smoke does go out, and I think they're slowly putting pressure here still on C. The spike is still in an open position as Ken takes out Shar all the way over at towards A there, towards window actually.
Yeah,
And the garage push is actually happening here. They're stacking up towards garage. And I think a C push might happen. Or even a B push.
it could go either way. They're
Yeah.
trying to get information again. Like I said, because Heaven...
Oh, what a shot. He wasn't even paying attention to that. Sova Dart goes out and the push towards B happens. RV just wasn't ready for that. As the flash and the nade goes out,
Ooh, this could
Chris
be
Hugo...
really good.
Oh my goodness, he couldn't even take down the jet, but Sigun takes that out flawlessly.
What a round coming in again from Sigun. I almost thought that Hyuga had a really nice timing there. However, Ken with the flick manages to take him out.
That flick, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the switch, right?
Yeah. That was the last half. I mean, that was the last round of our first half.
Right. Do you think that Sigun can continue this performance on defender side?
Based on previous performances, for sure. Definitely for sure.
Because I know some teams out there, their attack is more powerful than their defense, or the defense is much more powerful than their attack. Maybe it could be one of those situations where RV, their attack plays are just much better than their defense plays. We'll just have to see
We'll
if
have
that
to see.
happens.
This is where Phoenix shines.
Exactly. As an entry right there with the chamber as well. And a little bit of a whiff there, but that's okay. Reset real quick, and the challenge still happens as the Brimstone actually pushes back. They are still gathering information. It might be looking like a C push here, but I'm not sure they know that 2 players are at C here. As Shar is very close. Oh, and he whiffs his headhunter to the frenzy. The flash goes out. Maybe that should have gone out earlier. And Brilliant Man takes out one, but does not take down the other. It is a 2v3 at this point in favor of Sigun. But what?
First take down another, making it a 2v2 here.
Spike goes down as one
are-
player. The 2 players are along here, pushing towards Cubby, and they need to make the push here. Sigun doing really well, but it's a 1v1.
It's the frenzy versus the ghost. The run and gun versus the precision.
The plant didn't go out.
No, he decides to rotate here. He has to. It's going to put a lot more pressure and buy a little bit of time here for first to reposition. However, the frenzy is a run and gun.
Oh, run and gun, just like you said. Even when you're running, you got to get gunning. And the defuse goes out from Sigun. It's looking really rough here for RV so far, but there is still time. We've seen comebacks harder than this. You know, their captain just needs to go, come on, guys, pep talk, and they can make it out of this for sure.
For sure, but it is going to take a miracle here to get 9 rounds in a row.
I wouldn't say it's a miracle. I would say it would take significant effort.
Okay.
Right? Nothing's a miracle, right? They try hard enough, I'm sure they can do it. They just need to pull their pants up, button up, and they can do something for sure.
Put on their tryhard caps.
Maybe. So RV here first actually has a Marshall pushing towards A long, if I'm not mistaken, and Pyrone choosing to queue out choosing to teleport out instead of pushing up there.
He's going to be repositioning here in garage along with Pia right behind him. And the first pick comes out from first on the
What a shot.
onto Ken. Softy here just on the edge of the entrance.
They have
Gonna
no
take
idea.
one out. Does not manage to get the other. Cursed Hyuga getting the refrag onto Softy. Here, it's a 4v3 in favor of RV Vengeance.
They're faking A! They're faking A, and the chamber is pushing C alone with the spike. No way!
This is such a brilliant play.
All right, so the spike is going down, and I think everyone is confused on RV's side. They are pushing towards B here, towards connector, towards C-Link, and getting into sight from garage as well. What a play from RV there, actually.
So smart, buying so much time.
Yeah, but now they have to defend against more powerful weapons. And oh, Shar gets taken out immediately after that. But can they do it as a push comes out? Tanky, what a shot!
Bro lit man.
Through the smoke! Bro lit man, come on, 2v1
But
in
he
this one.
sticks the-
No! Bros don't fake! What? Sigurd actually managed to win that.
He actually, pros don't fake. He stuck it, last man standing, and he gets the match point round for Team Sigun here.
That was ridiculous. Okay, this will require a miracle now, Team RV. But they played that so well. That final execution was just a little bit short. Mm-hmm. What a round, what a round. What do you think is going to happen here?
I don't know. Like you said, it's Valorant. Anything can happen.
That destroyed RV. That destroyed both their economies, actually.
It did.
So this is going to be a difficult round. Flash goes out, and Softy goes in with the Sheriff Peak there, but decides to fall back instead of taking the push. 3 players are pushing towards A long here, and 3 players are rotating in from CT as well. Now the
RB.
spike is here. It could be an A plant here. They could force this.
They have the weapon advantage. Everyone's on Sheriffs or Classics here coming in from the side of Sigun, and Brolit Man with a nice first pick onto Ken. The lineup coming in, however, Tenki planting in a spot where that would have not been hit.
Yeah, I think a little further away from default, I guess. So Sigun actually has to play retake here on a 4v5 with this little armor, and you know, the weapon advantage not being that great. It is still possible.
It is. Some of the players here not shooting the wall because they don't want to give away that they have some frenzies. And Pia with the opening pick on the retake gets one with the aftershock as well. Brolit Man commits the rolling thunder here actually on the eco round. Very interesting. Does not manage to get first, and first picks out 3.
Oh.
Last one to Pyrone, securing round number 3 for RV.
Great job, actually. That was a really smart play, committing to that A push. I think because of how they played the previous rounds, Sigun was a little apprehensive to be rotating early. So they kept it until, you know, it was a little bit too late.
Yeah, just a bit too late there.
Yeah, just a little bit too late. So it seems like they're a little bit more spread out here. Could be a more of a default play, but there is some more presence at Garage than usual.
There is. We are seeing Pyrone and Hype playing in Garage, going for a wall bang.
Brolit Man gets Pyrone, actually.
How did that happen?
I'm not sure. That was towards B, actually. He got a little bit too aggressive, and he got taken out.
Okay. First, throwing down a slow orb here by the other side. Actually committing 2 slow orbs just so that no one peeks. Wants to go for the gun. And Shar gets a pick onto Ken. Tool is taken out. Could be very dangerous. Softy with an Odin right in his hands.
Oh my goodness.
Takes down one Hype, taking out another. Down to 2 men left. Shar, the last man standing. Taken down by Pia for match point. Sigun winning their first game of tonight.
What a game so far. So okay. There have been some technical issues with the in-game audio, so we will be restarting the stream, but we will be right back after that. Sorry for the technical issues. It is the first day of stream, and you know how it is. Technical issues always pop up. So, Yamiraj, any last words for our viewers out there while we restart the stream?
Just hang in there, guys. We're gonna get that sorted out. We'll see you back just in a bit. Stream's gonna be restarted.